It is so saddening of the events that have been unfolding in this country. Very nasty, committed by the police, committed by the security organs, and President himself. So today I'm going to give you the information that came from deep within the government. And this person has been one of the groomers or people who have been nurturing this system of dynasty that has been adopted from Northern Korea. After seeing that it is taking us nowhere in this country, he decided to come up and forward this information on my desk. How Robert Kyagulanyi has saved Ugandans from Museveni's family dynasty rule. Every time we wake up, ladies and gentlemen, pray for Robert Kyagulanyi. What he has done so far shall be engraved on the precious stones in this country. Ladies and gentlemen, people may hate Robert Kyagulanyi. They may love him. They may call him all sorts of things, from being tribalistic to Widmer. The truth is, Robert Kyagulanyi has already sprinkled salt in the engine of Museveni's family dynastic rule. You know what happens when you get salt and put it in an engine? That engine will knock. Now the Museveni's engine has been knocked down by Robert Kyagulanyi. This is why we should pray for him. Just one mind has disorganized the whole thing. Then what about if we combine, when we are 25 million people, and we combine all our minds, we can stop this dynastic cycle from taking place in the Republic of Uganda. Yes, we can. People, I fear. In fact, I'm going to, in my next video, I will teach you how you can conquer fear. Fear is a universal emotion that is affecting everybody, whether you are sleeping in a bungalow, whether you travel in water or you fly. It's universal. Everybody faces fear. So we need to conquer our fears and stop these people and stop President Museveni and his family from introducing this rotten system of governance that they have adapted from Northern Korea. The letter continues. I'm not sure if Bobi Wine was aware right at the beginning what he was dismantling. Possibly he was not aware, but right now I'm sure he knows. Robert Kyagulanyi, he is dismantling the dynastic rule that has been nurtured by President Museveni for 35 years. Bagara kututeka muchupa, like how people in Northern Korea are being oppressed and suppressed in a small bottle. But then I would wonder why a person who is sane would go to North Korea to adapt that system and bring it here. I would wonder a leader who loves his people, who is patriotic, would go to North Korea and adapt the system and want to bring it here. You go and read about North Korea. North Korea is one of the most isolated countries in the world, only supported by Russia, possibly and China. This is the system that Museveni has been nurturing. This is what is causing all these events that you are seeing right now with your naked eyes. This is why the common person is being shot. This is why a common person cannot afford a kilo of sugar. Because of the system in Northern Korea, President Museveni is trying to impart on Ugandans. You soldier, who is shooting me? Who is shooting your sister? Who is shooting your brother, your uncle? You are in something that you don't know. This thing of dynasty, this thing of monarchism is going to include you. Today you may be in this government, but your child is going to face the consequences. Ugandans will have a habit of taking things literally. Dr. Milton Obata yatugamba nti President Museveni is not a Ugandan. Our fathers and our grandfathers took it literally. Paulo Mwanga came and said, this man you are cheering that he has come into leadership. By the end of his rule, Uganda will be in anarchy. I'm ignoring. This is now what is happening. We should not take these words literally. This person has taken an initiative. He has sneaked this information to us. Let us use it. So what wisdom does Museveni have? What intelligence in terms of understanding does Museveni have? That you go to North Korea to bring that system that suppresses and oppresses people, and you want to bring it here because you want your son and your grandchild to rule Uganda. Hell no. I call all people from Northern Uganda, I call all people from Eastern Uganda, from Central Uganda, from Western Uganda, to join hands and mind and stop this. It's real. It's real. Museveni Joe Baberaonga Babalimba. You see, we all come from West, we are Westerners. No, Turumwe we have different types. Banabasaja Bajo often Baigo Nyankole. They came and ran to Nyankole, much as we have Baganda from Masaka. When they came as Gomboro chief during that time of kingship in Ankole, they were given the positions in Gomboro at parishes, and they ran to Nyankole. They got land, they are speaking Nyankole, but they are not Nyankole. This is the same with Museveni's thing. They came from Rwanda, they learned our language. Now they want to include us in this, yet they are excluding us. Abana Uganda Tubabalimba, not all Westerners are Museveni's tribe. No, it's not true. We are totally different. Together, it's a language. But in terms of descendanship and all that kind of stuff, they are not Ugandans. Mutuulire, this is the truth. That's why they are fighting hard to make sure that they give Indians Obutuze, they give the Eritreans, Somalis, the Sudanese to settle, so that Baberenga is supported by these people because they are training them. General Tumkura himself is with Karangwa in Kayunga. They are Bagobabantu Mutaka, and they are settling the Eritreans who are trained, ready to assist them. That's why they are so inferior. When you talk of them that you are Banyarwanda, you are Bararo, they raise fire. What is the problem when you call me that I'm Ugandan? What is the problem when you call me that I'm Munyankole Omwiru? What is the problem? It's what I am. Robert Chagulanyi Sofa has saved Ugandans from the tyranny of communism, Stalinism, Marxism of North Korea from taking place here in Uganda. I would wonder somebody who is normal. You move to North Korea, you train your boys, the likes of Kandhos and all that, to copy all that system. In Uganda, because you are preparing your son Muhoozi Kainerugaba to take over. Is that a person you call that is very intelligent? Is Museveni intelligent? Does an intelligent person lead a country to such a state? Does a person of wisdom and vision lead a country into such a state? And the trend it is taking? No way. Balimbe Chiwanda. Those likes of Chiwandas, the likes of Opofono Pondo, they are in something they don't understand. They don't. And when they hear this information, they will ignore. These people are like the Pharisees of the other time of Jesus Christ. They called Jesus all sorts of names. They despised him. But he emerged a winner, and his name has been glorified for the last 2,000 years, and it shall be glorified forever. This is Bobi Wine. Bobi Wine is our Messiah. Bobi Wine is our Jesus Christ. This may sound weird, but it is true. Uganda, what we are experiencing right now is beyond acceptable of human nature. What is going on right now in Uganda is unacceptable. It cannot be tolerated by President Museveni and his son, because they are preparing Uganda to turn into a monarchy. Recently, you had Kainerugaba. He said, we shall protect our empire, we shall fight and defend our empire. I think if you want the empire, you go back to Chiruhura. Uganda is a republic, and we shall fight to our last breath until it is retain its status. I continue. Museveni was determined to leave power to his son Muhoozi Kainerugaba, and most Museveni supporters from all over the country are not even aware that they have been helping Museveni to form a family dynasty tailored to that of North Korea. I'm very sure even up to now, they may not have a clue. Those Chiwandas, the Ofono Pondos, and even those soldiers who are shooting people on the streets, they don't know that they're helping Museveni to form a family dynasty that is adapted from North Korea. They don't know. Chino, chijakukakatako, or chijakukwatako at a later stage. You may be involved right now, but your child will be isolated. Your grandchild will be isolated. You go and read about North Korea. It is only a group of like 5 people that are they are the winners of the country, and maybe 100 people, the influentials. The rest of the population are in misery. They are being oppressed. No human rights, no communication, no nothing. But they say it is democratic. That is the system President Museveni has been adapting, training people to bring here in Uganda. So OKUZIDA, this thing that has been introduced of mobile money, that if you have 500,000 shillings, you will be charged 6%. Do you think this is going to isolate whether you are an NRM or whether you are an opposition? When the monarchism takes place, it is going to encompass all of you. Chibanyige osanenga tochasobola kutola nomwana ku somero gwe muserikale gwe minister mu ntebe otudde, you are helping President Museveni to further this monarchism in Uganda. You don't know what is going to befall upon your child. Today you are in that seat, tomorrow you are not there. Banange, let us join our mind and our efforts. We stop this monarchism, this dynastic cycle of governance. It is catastrophic. North Korea is a country that is isolated by the whole world, except China and possibly Russia. North Korea is a country that cannot be admired by anybody. Here is your President Museveni, who admires that system and is a patriot, is patriotic. There is nobody who is a patriot here. You cannot be a patriot and you wish a system in North Korea to come and be practiced in Uganda. I continue. It is only a small winning group that knows what is going on in this country. The likes of General Tumukunde, the likes of Sam Kutesa, Janet, Tumwine, all those people, they know that they are preparing the Republic of Uganda to turn it into a monarchy. They are aware. So be aware of Tumukunde. He was also included here. President Museveni's secretary approached North Korea government to help him structure a family rule dynasty in Uganda, which was honored. We have seen close members of President Museveni going to North Korea to get training, to get orientation sessions of how this could be done in Uganda. I continue. North Korea responded by supplying the Museveni regime with plenty of information on how to build a strong network of different security organs that will clamp down on any form of opposition to his rule. Secondly, those organs must be headed by his family and close friends he thinks, President Museveni thinks, would benefit from the creation of his family rule. I think this is apparent. We have seen like ISO being headed by Kaka. We have seen the UPDF being headed by Muhoozi. We have seen SFC being headed by Muhoozi, his son. The police, the Sabiti, all the DPCs now are from his tribe and his friend. That's why there is nepotism. That's why there is corruption. Exactly what is happening in North Korea. Now, whoever comes up now, he is suppressed. So when you see Majamberes, you see all those people coming up and killing people for no good reason, they don't know what they are doing. They are helping Museveni to build a dynasty rule, which will affect their daughters and their sons. Ignorance is not a moral authority. It is actually sin. North Korea advised him to make sure that the civilians must look up to him as the only savior, socially, financially, economically, psychologically, etc. And citizens must slowly turn the respect of the office of the presidency into the respect of President Museveni and his family. The office of the president right now is Museveni. All the institutions is Museveni. All the respect goes to him. Oyagala obuyambi ogenda wa Museveni. Owulira ekikuluma ogenda wa Museveni. This is North Korea. North Korea advised him to make sure that all the civilians must look up to him as the only savior, financially, socially, and all the sorts. And the citizens must return the respect from the office of the presidency to himself. And he has managed this for the last 35 years. This was to be done by controlling government bodies like ministries and other institutions, and by making citizens poor, by incapacitating them so that they are not able to challenge his family dynasty. In order to accomplish his plans, the constitution must be irrelevant, but the party organ would be a final decision maker, not the parliament. North Korea advised Museveni to build a prison where the youth would be confined in case they tried to rebel. And in this prison, the youth would be taught total obedience to the ruling family. After indoctrination in prison, the young citizens would come out of the prison as adults and would carry on the indoctrinated ideas about Museveni and his revolution ideas to the general public. Prison Twajimaze, Mitiana Road Weri. When they take you there, they will indoctrinate you, they will change your mindset so that you support Museveni and the dynastic rule. By the time you come out, you are like Chwanda and Mulindwa. Anyone dissenting to the dynasty rule must be eliminated right away before they became a problem. This is why such figures like General Alonda, Chirumira, Nebanda, Mayombo, and many others were eliminated and no investigations into their death ever taken place. Honorable Kyagulanyi is very lucky to be alive today. Museveni wasn't anticipating Bobi Wine to be a factor. And his plans at the time, his priority was to eliminate any opposition political party in the country. When he said that there would be no opposition by 2020, he meant what he said. Henry Tumukunde's coming onto the scene is no accident, but to try to hoodwink the public in believing that indeed he is opposing his brother-in-law, General Museveni. But on the TV, General Mukunde said, like how Simon Peter denied Jesus. How can I be knowing somebody and he writes a book and he does not include me there? Hoodwinking Ugandans. Tumukunde is a brother to Janet Museveni, and he first got into trouble when he boasted that he had so much money at his home just to do groceries. This angered Museveni as to why he had exposed the regime's unaccounted money to the public, and it's this that got Tumukunde in hot soup in the first place. It's a different story on how Tumukunde became so much rich. We thank Honorable Kyagulanyi's presence and opening eyes of Ugandans. Monarchism. What is happening right now? The killing of the people power supporters, the silenced leaders of different political parties. Those political parties were given houses, were given cars, were given money to keep on, Museveni's rule going forward. Possibly they know, possibly they don't know that they are helping him to structure a dynastic rule in this country. Fellow Ugandans, do not take this by word. This is serious. This is serious. If we fold our hands, we are going to see North Korea taking place here. Because what we are going through is a resemblance and an adaptation already from North Korea. President Museveni has never loved Ugandans. President Museveni has never loved Uganda. Katia, his son Aryaonga, he wants also to take us through hell. In fact, Kainerugaba, if you are clever enough, you should begin packing, because we are not going to relate to these manners. You are killing people when you are not yet even a leader. What about when you come in? You are going to finish everybody. The lead of North Korea, we are not going to entertain it here. Ugandans, they have their eyes opened and their mind is now opened. We shall fight this dynastic rule until when we restore the Republic of Uganda, until when the constitution is respected, until when there is equality for each and every Ugandan to have access to medical, to have access to education, to have access to all the infrastructures, to have access to all the services that every citizen deserves. You just look how you are turning Uganda to be. You think people are stupid? We are not stupid. Gone are the days of our fathers and grandfathers. This is the 21st century. It is not going to do you much. In fact, you are digging your own graves. Police. Do not fall into the trap of Museveni's family. You are helping him to nurture what is going to torment you tomorrow. What is going to prevent your child from going to the university tomorrow.